Alrighty, let's take a look at numbers 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're not going to do all of this, but we can hopefully at least get set up. So, just a reminder that when we're substituting values, that when our point is labeled x first and then y second, so those are the values that we're plugging into each of these two equations here. So I'll help you set up the first one. I bet you can set up the second one. When I rewrite these equations, and this is something that I know a lot of people have had a hard time with, I really want to focus on replacing the variables, not rewriting the variables, in parentheses. So that's really important when we're substituting. It helps keep us kind of organized. So looking at this first equation, we have 5. Where there's a letter, I just put parentheses. Plus 6, there's a letter, I'm just putting parentheses, equals 9. Okay. Now these are the values that I want to plug in for my x and my y. So I'm going to do it in brown so we can see that it's different, right? So my x is -3. I'm going to plug in a -3 there. My y is 4. So I'm going to plug in a 4 there. Your job is going to be to solve this. Multiply it out, add them, make sure that it's equal to 9. If it's 9 and it checks out, great. If not, then it's not a solution to the system. There is another equation that we're also going to plug in. So we have 4 instead of x, we're going to use parentheses. Instead of y, we're going to use parentheses, equals 0. So the whole thing should equal 0. Make sure you plug in your x and y there. Solve it. This is not done. Okay, moving on to 6. We are changing our equation on number 6. So this says to multiply this equation, this 4x plus 3y equals 0, by -5. We're going to then add our answer to that original equation. This is where those equations are coming from, by the way, in case you couldn't see that. So we're going to multiply by -5. That means we multiply everything by -5. That's a distributive property piece. Whoop, whoop, whoop. -5 times 4x gives me -20x. -5 times 3y is -15y. -5 times 0 is still 0, which is kind of nice. Now when it says we're going to add the equations, we have to look for the like terms, the stuff that is the same. In this case, we have x's above x's. So -20 plus 5 should give me negative, because there's more of them, 15x. -15 and +6, we subtract the numbers. So that becomes 9. Since the negative is bigger, it's going to be -9y. And don't forget to add these two numbers together. 0 plus 9 equals 9. Okay? So for your number 7, you're going to plug in your -3 and your +4 into this new equation. This is our new equation. It still has to be true. We have to justify our answer. It means we have to make sure that they are still balanced. You guys are good at this. This is just like what we did on number 5. You just have different numbers. So go ahead and rewrite this. Instead of the variables, write your parentheses. Lastly, we're going to multiply this equation, 4x plus 3y equals 0, by -2, and you're going to add it to that same equation, that 5x plus 6y equals 9. So just like how on number 6 we multiplied by 5, this time we're going to multiply by -2. So that's going to become -8x plus -6y equals -0. And we're going to add that to this equation, our 5x plus 6y equals 9. Go ahead, add them together just like we did on 6. Solve it and show your work right below. Good luck. Ask questions if you need them.